So one of the things I want to talk about is undulating, or kind of waving the intensity of workouts to enhance strength. So with some of the populations I get to work with, they're above that novice, that intermediate level, and they're at super strength, especially for their body size. And we have to figure out how we navigate through the intensity of their exercise without them burning out. Because I've seen it before, heavy lifters always want to lift heavy and then they kind of burn out the end. We just got to figure out the best way to peak them out. Now, one of the things I propose to many people is to wave the intensity, in other words, undulating, kind of periodization, and big fancy words, but just big picture what that means is that if I'm going to pick a movement to go heavy with one week, the next week I'm going to go light. And then I'll also work with that on the other big movements. So let's say you're a squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press kind of person. One week, you're going to squat heavy and overhead heavy, but then your bench and deadlift will be light. And then I'll flip it the next week, heavy deadlift, heavy bench, and then light squat, light overhead. So what's nice about that is if I take the week of training and I do a heavy day, the light version after, heavy, light, then I give them more opportunities to recover, because performance training is not just the physical things you see, but it's also beneath that level too, like the nervous system, etc. So an example of this, I've had a client and he did very well a couple years ago in Vegas. He did an astounding, I believe it was just about 750-pound deadlift. And what we did to prepare him for that lift was, if he did a heavy squat that week, he did a ton of speed work with his deadlift, and we did some positional strength too, like isometrics, the bands. But we lowered the intensity so that he could squat heavy one week, and then we would flip it. The week that he was going to deadlift heavy, we would do speedy squats, just so he had that time frame, that window of recovery, to where he could succeed and do massive lifts from there. So if you have more questions or not really sure how this all works, feel free to reach out to us, harvestingstrength.com. We can kind of tell you more about this waving intensity and how that concept will work, and why it should work for you.